Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kepada Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. قال الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وتعلم وتعلم وتوكل وتذكير والنفع والإسلام حتى أنك نسك بكتاب الله وسنة رسوله حتى على الهدى ولا تعلم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم أما بعد we'll continue on our درس عن كتاب الرسالة الجامعة من Abdurrahman Balkhi. So we have arrived at kitab Zakat, the book of Zakat, and we have completed until the types of obligatory Zakat. So we have went through that is divided, just to recap it, divided mainly into two parts, the Zakat of the wealth and Zakat of the body. The Zakat of the body, this will be the Zakat of Fitr, which will be discussed in its own topic. And so now we are focusing on the Zakat al-Mal, the Zakat on the wealth. So wealth is again divided into 6 categories, which are zakatable: livestock, gold and silver, trade goods, buried treasures, gold and silver mines, crops and fruits. So these are the 6 categories. So we will go through one by one the criteria, the conditions to be met before the zakat is obligatory on anyone. And the rates also differ according to its categories. And the first we're going to go through with livestock. We're going to go through zakat on livestock. This is most of us will have this. We will zakatable on livestock. Many of us don't own livestock, but if we do, then this is way to do the zakat. But anyway, it's good to know in case in the future we have or someone in our family have on this livestock, in that case they will have to pay the zakat. So zakat on livestock, we call it na'am. Zakat na'am. Zakat na'am basically means livestock or cattle. Okay, what is na'am? They are camels, goats or sheep, and cows. Only these 3. These are the zakatable ones. If we own other than this, they are not zakatable. So if you own rabbit, or if you own like deers or whatever besides like elephants or giraffe or zebras, horses, they are not zakatable because they don't meet the criteria, and it's not mentioned in the hadith, in the Quran. So only this, according to the Sharia, under the zakat al-na'am, zakat of livestock, zakat on livestock, is only these three animals: camels, goats or sheep, and cows. Cows include bulls, so male, female, camel, male, female, goat, sheep, male, female, cow. So the proof is that from the hadith of Rasulullah said, any owner of camels, cows, or sheep, goats that does not pay its due on the day of the resurrection, they, the animals, will come to their owner in the best state of health they had ever had in the world, and they will butt him with their horns and threat him with their hooves. And whenever the last of the herd is through, the first starts all over again, and this will continue until all mankind have been judged. This is from the hadith of Muslim. and many other proofs as well. I just speak about. So the condition, you must meet the conditions first before the zakat become obligatory. So the conditions necessitating the zakat on livestock, there are four. So the first one will be lapse of the full Hijri lunar year. It means it, there's a hole, call it howl. Howl is the lapse of 1 year cycle, exactly 1 year. It means it must meet at least 1 year. Full Hijri lunar year. We calculate in this zakat and fasting as well. We calculate the lunar year, that is the Hijri year. And while the animals are with the owner, it means it's under his ownership. Means he haven't, let's say, after if he own a camel or goats, and after 6 months he sold it, and after 2 days he bought it back. Now the hole is broken, so the hole will start over again when he bought the camels again. So if let's say there's a 360 years, 355 years per 355 days per year. So on the day, 354th day, last day, the second last day, he sold the camel. He sold his camel and bought it back on the same day. That action has broken the whole the cycle of the whole. So that means his whole will start all over again after he bought the camel back. And if he he do it on purpose just to escape zakat, some ulama say it's haram, but it's still, that means it's still the zakat is still not obligatory on him. But some ulama say it's not haram. It's just try not to do it. Yeah. So I say it's best not to do that kind of thing. But anyway, that's the ruling. So the Prophet ﷺ said there is no zakah on any property until a year lapse. That's the proof for all. And second condition is it must be graze stock, graze livestock. Graze livestock means it must be fed by uh, fed. This animal must be fed on public food from the public, from the fields, not from like the crops and whatever is being given for the cattle and the livestock to eat is not provided, it's not cultivated by the owner. So it must be grazed livestock. The Prophet said, of grazed camels, out of every 40 camels, a she camel that is 2 years old is to be paid. So he stated that grazed camels. So a grazed cattle is that which is fed by the mukallaf owner. From there you can see the owner must be the mukallaf. That means must be sane and baligh, reach puberty, and also uh, a Muslim. Then all this apply. If he's a non-Muslim, the card doesn't apply to him. And if he's insane, then uh, zakat still apply to him, but the feeding, we are talking about the feeding of the cattle. That means a graze cattle is that which is fed by the mukallaf, by the owner, who is sane, baligh, reach puberty, and knows that he is feeding the cattle purposely by eating from the plants of earth and permissible grass. That is which grows without being cultivated by anyone. And that means it's like public farm and public crops. So, but it cannot be from someone's crop. There is no ownership. That means it's public land, and there are grass and crops. So this owner bring his cattle to feed on these places. Uh, so this is what we mean by graze. So, however, if it feeds on cultivated crops, then it is not regarded as a graze cattle, and zakat is not due on it. So, if let's say, I own 100 camels, and I only feed my camels or goats or cows, I own, let's say, I own 1,000, but I have my own farm, and I keep them there, and I feed them due through my whatever I cultivate, or I buy from somewhere, and I I I let them eat from whatever I supply. I get from whatever I get. It means I have to use my own money to buy the crops, or I cultivate them myself. See, the point here is when you are only the, this livestock is only zakatable when they are grazed on public land. That means you didn't feed them by your own with your own money, using your own money. So the third point, the last point is, if the cattle are being fed with cultivated crops for a duration that may endanger them if they were to do without it, some scholars says 2 days or more, then no zakat, even if they have been grazed for the rest of the year. Okay, this means, let's say there's 355 days in a year. For 350 days, I I I let my livestock eat in public places. It means graze. I graze them. I let them eat outside without providing them any cultivated crops or buying any crops to feed them. But then for 2 days, I feed them through my cultivated crops, with my cultivated crops, or I buy some crops, whatever plants and stuff, grass or whatever, buy food for them and feed them for 2 or 3 days. So these 2 or 3 days, if they were to go without food for these 2 3 days, would endanger them. Would endanger them. It has considered to have broken the cycle of grazing. So it must be grazed for 1 year, or intervals. Let's say 1 year, then maybe you graze them for 1 day. You feed them with your own crops. It doesn't matter because 1 day, if they were not to eat or not to have your cultivated crop, they wouldn't die or they wouldn't be in danger. Then it doesn't break the cycle. But if let's say 2 days, most some scholars says it's 2 days or more, because 2 days or more without food would may endanger the livestock. So this is why they say 2 days or more, according to some scholars. So if I were to apply this 2 days or more, feeding them with my cultivated crops or food that is being brought and fed to them, then it would have broken the cycle of grazing my livestock. So when there's no grazing, there's no zakat. Means like I feed my own cattle and my own livestock, then there is no zakat. There is only zakat when I bring them outside to eat. I feed them from the public land, from permissible grass. And also, if let's say I own the camels and these livestock, I own them, but without my knowledge, my brother or someone, my friend, brought them out for 10 days to eat. To feed them with cultivated crop. But without my permission or without me knowing, then it doesn't count. It doesn't count. Uh, I mean, my friend or my brother or whoever, without my knowledge, brought them to eat in the public permissible grass. Without my knowledge, then it doesn't count. Or even for 1 year, one whole year, every day they have been eating outside on permissible grass in public land without my knowledge, or they go by themselves and they came back, and then after that I beat them with my calculated crop because I don't know. I didn't know that they have been eating outside the public space. Then it doesn't count. It must be by the owner or the owner's representative. Knowingly, you must know that the cattle are being grazed. So number three, the third condition is it must not be a working cattle. So if a working cattle, then there's no zakat. It should be kept for some benefits, like the cattle should be kept for milk or offspring to, to make more of them, and and so on, but uh, not to be used as a working cow or working camel. If it's working camel or working cattle, then it is employed by its owner to irrigate land, for example, or to carry goods or lift loads, then these are all not zakatable because it's considered as a necessity for human's life. So zakat is not payable on working cattle as they are counted as part of basic human needs like clothing. So these are not zakatable. So it only is zakatable when you keep it for benefit, like for its milk, or to slaughter it when the time comes, or to make more of them for their offspring, to keep and sell. All this considered zakatable. But if it's a working cattle, then no. So, however, when it is rented out to others, zakat is due on whatever rent is derived from it after a year has lapsed. So, when it is rented out, let's say I have a camel, I have hundred camels, and now I rent out camels. It's not a working cattle, so that means it's zakatable. And at the same time, I rent them out. When people want to use for uh, whatever. But if it's used for working, then it's not zakatable. But I have to pay zakat on its rent that I get. So after I get zakat in January, I get the rent in January. Let's say $1,000 or whatever. Then after a year lapse, a haul on that money that I get from the rent, then that money is zakatable if it meet the condition of zakat naqdan. It's considered as zakat naqdan. Uh, what is that? Gold and silver. Our paper money now is considered gold and silver. It falls under that category. So we'll go through that later. It's considered as zakat naqdan or zakat nugud. And similar to working cattle, those that have been bought or selected to be slaughtered for udhiyah, these are not eligible for zakat. That means if I have 100 camel or 100 goats, 100 cow, and I have bought, okay, I have bought one of them to be slaughtered on Eid al-Adha. Wallahi, I will slaughter this. I have selected one. Okay, this now has been put aside. This will be put aside and not considered as the rest. That means is considered as it's not considered that how should I say it? It's like it won't be counted in the in the it won't be counted as one of the numbers that you have to meet. Means if I have to, it's only zakatable when I have 40 camels. So if I have 40 and one I have vowed to slaughter, so now I have 39. So now not considered. I will only consider 39 whether it's zakatable or not. So like that. If I have 100, then I vow one, or I put I didn't vow. I just put aside. Okay, this one I want to slaughter. Then this one is out already. It doesn't need to be counted as the those that need to be counted to meet the conditions of the zakat amount. This is what you must attain the nisab. So it, the nisab is the number that you have to have, a person have to own. So the nisab is the minimum number of cattle to be in possession before the zakat becomes obligatory. So if I have 100, now my nisab is how much? Is it over the, obviously if it's 100, then it has passed the nisab. The nisab of cow and goat and camel are different, all different. So that's why I'm talking about nisab in livestock. There's no, it differs according to the type of animals you have. So the nisab and the amount obligatory for zakat will differ depending on the type of animal. Even the amount obligatory for zakat, the amount payable will differ according to whether it's camel or cows or goat or sheep. So we will go through that after this. So zakat amount payable for camel. We will go to camel first. Here's the long hadith. It's actually a very long hadith. I only this is only on the part of the camel, talking about the camel. Because but after this we will talk on the on the zakat of goat. So this is narrated by Anas and written by Abu Bakar. So it's a long can be for himself. So the zakat, the hadith from Bukhari. So anyway, I have simplified this into chart form. So the zakat amount payable for camel is this is what is being said in the hadith. It's the same thing. It's just it's in one word form. It is in chart form. So you can see minimum numbers you have. Minimum number of camels you have to have is 5 before it's zakatable. If you have 4, there's no zakat. There's no zakat on 4 camels. See, and the last very. But if the owner of these 4 camels want to give something, he can. And who? Okay. And whoever has got only 4 camels has to pay nothing as zakat. But if you want to give, can. But it's not zakat. If the number of camels increases to 5, the owner has to pay 1 sheep. So most complicated is zakat of camels. The easiest is goats and sheep. Straightforward. So anyway, we go through camels first. So we have for camels, anything below 25, we give a zakat of sheep or goat. Sheep and goat both can, but they differ. Sheep and goat will differ according to the age. So if you have 5 to 9 camels, you have to pay a zakat of 1 sheep or 1 goat. you don't have to pay a zakat of camel. You have to pay a zakat of sheep or goat, because camel is the most expensive and the most considered luxurious animal according to the amongst the Arabs. So that's why the value is high. It's like it is what considered a vehicle last time. It's the best ride now. That's it. So 5 to 9 camels, you pay one sheep or one goat. The sheep has to be at least 6 months old. A goat has to be at least 1 year old. You cannot pay a sheep which is 5 months or a goat which is 6 months. You cannot. If you want to pay with a goat, then you have to get a goat of at least 1 year old. With a sheep, 6 months will do. At least 6 months. They have their names in the goat section. You can see the names. So, okay, you can see it's quite straightforward. I have charted there. So 5 to 9, one sheep. 10 to 14, two sheep. Two sheep. And 15 to 19, three sheep. 20 to 24, four sheep. Okay, when you reach 25 camels, when a person has 25 camels to 35 camels, then you have to pay with a camel. She camel, cannot be a male camel. Female camel, which is above 1 year old. 1 year old at least. It's called binti makhat. Binti makhat. All these camels have their names according to their age and their characteristics. So in the hadith you can see binti makhat, 20 to 20, 25 to 35, one binti makhat is to be paid. So binti makhat is a she camel which is above 1 year old. So you have to pay one. You have 25 to 35. Once you reach 36 to 45, you have to pay with a she camel above 2 years old. Above 2 years old, so binti labun. Binti labun. Then 46 to 60, you have to still pay one she camel, but must be at least 3 years old. So you still pay one until you reach 76. So now you pay with a higga. Higga is at least 3 years old. When you reach 61 to 75, pay with a she camel, 4 years old. It's called jaz'ah. When you reach 76 to 90, then you pay with two she camels above 2 years old. Two she camels above 2 years old. Means 20 labun. You pay two 20 labun. 91 to 120, you pay with two she camels above 3 years old. Hikka. That means two hikka. 121 to 129, three she camels above 3 years old. That means you pay three 20 labun. When you reach 130, a she camel and three a she camel, a hikka, and two ventilabul. One hikka and two ventilabul. We have 130. 130 onwards, then is for every 40 a she camel above 3 years old, and for every 50 a she camel above 3 years old. So every 40 you pay a ventilabul, every 50 you pay a hikka on top of whatever you have to pay. You add one. So I hope this is quite clear. For cows, next we go for zakat on cows. On the authority of Mu'adh bin Jabal, he said, the Prophet ﷺ commanded me to collect from every 30 cows a tabi. Tabi is a 1 year old cow or bull, male or female. No, no problem. And from every 40 a musinna. A musinna is at least 2 years old. Then he sent me to Yemen. Hadith Abu Dawud. So this is a hadith showing how much to pay for zakat of cows. So this is the chart. So you start paying only when you have 30 cows. Sorry, it's supposed to be cows, not camels. So 30 cows to 39, you pay a bull or cow age 1 year old. The tabik. 40 to 59, you pay a cow or bull age 2 years old. The musinna. 60 to 69, 2 tabik. 70 to 79, that's how. 70 to 79, you should pay two. Okay, 30 to 39 is 70 to 79 is 80 onwards. 60 onwards you pay tabi'an. Okay, 30 you pay tabi' or tabi'ah, hasanah. You pay 1. 30 to 39 you pay 1, 1 tabi'. 40 to 59 you pay sunnah. 60 you pay 2, 2 tabi'. 2 tabi'. Then after that, anything 30 tabi', and anything above every 30 you pay 1 tabi', and every 40 you pay sunnah. Every 30 you pay tabi', and every 40 you pay sunnah. 70 to 70, 70 to 79. Okay, this one I made a mistake. Should be what is it? 2 sunnah. Okay, so for goats, goats related by Anas, when Abu Bakr sent me to collect the zakat from Bahrain. This is the same hadith as the first one we come up in the lower part. Actually, yes, I explained on the zakat on camel. We went on to explain zakat on sheep. So this is the number of sheep or goats. Start at 40. We have 40 to 120. Say a sheep 6 months old or a goat 1 year old. And 1 to 200, 2 sheep. 201 to 300, 3 sheep. 400, 4 sheep. 401 onwards, every 100, about 1 sheep. So it's quite straightforward for goats and sheep. It's only the difference is for sheep, you have to pay the sheep of at least 6 months, and goat at least 1 year old. So that's it. I think it's up there for that's all for the zakat in we continue with the next part of the next category of the zakat. So here we are coming into uh, time of Arafah. So just to share with you all some things. So Idul Adha is 2 more days on Friday. So there are 3 more days. So if you haven't booked for Kurban, slaughtering for Idul Adha, is good to do it because it's in our madhab in Shafi'i it's public by sunnah kifayah. It means every household is sunnah that is emphasized, highly emphasized. At least one family, one household should do at least one. That's the minimum. But it's not wajib, it's still not wajib. Unless on Madhab Hanafi, it's fardu ain for everybody who has the capacity and have money can afford, then it's fardu ain on them. On Madhab Shafi'i, it's fardu sunnah kifayah, and some say it's fardu kifayah. So it's mu'akkadah, sunnah kifayah mu'akkadah. So it's very highly emphasized, sunnah within our madhab. So every family should at least do one qurban. And minimum is one good sheep. You can also cow and camels. And then you can share. Camels and cows you can share, but sheep you cannot share. One sheep for one person. So and the one is for each. And for Arafah is on the 9. 9 will be Arafah, 8 will be for the, like we said last week, is Sunnah to pass from 1 to 9 to Hijjah. Then is 8. So, uh, 8, normally people will start to put on the ihram or earlier. Later by 8, normally they will have put the ihram, and 9 to go for Arafah, then 9 is 10 is 8. So Arafah on the 9th of Hijjah is Sunnah to fast. So although it's Sunnah to fast from the first Hijjah, on the 9th is there's another extra benefit because it's Yawmul Arafah. Yawmul Arafah is Sunnah for those who are not performing Hajj to fast. For those who are performing Hajj, then it's not Sunnah for them to fast because they need the energy to go through the Hajj, performing the Hajj rituals. And it is really tiring. It's not like you really need a lot of energy and under the hot sun and all. There'll be a lot of traveling, a lot of walking, and it's chaotic. So they are. It's not enough for them to fast, so they have the energy. But for those who are not attending Hajj, then it's enough to fast. And there are many things that you can decide. When you can refer to many books, especially on Tanjung Media, they have all the what to read on day of Arafah. And one of it is you can read 1,000 in Allah had is Abdullah bin Abbas has related that Messenger said, one who recites Surah Al-Ikhlas 1,000 times on the day of Arafah, the request will be fulfilled. And also the day where all du'as will be granted. Okay, so I asked you. So somebody is as long as he doa, he grants he will Allah will grant forgiveness on that day if anybody asks. And lots of read a lot of Quran, and there is also the dua of Imam Zainal Abidin. The day of Arafah is a long dua. You can request, you can read there is a lot of invitation that I recommended. So it's a good question. So we will continue on the next aras and Zakat. Allah Allah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ومن انفعنا بما علمتنا ربي علمنا الذي ينفعنا ربي فاتنا من خلق اهلنا وقربت لنا في ديننا وعلى ذكر وانت رب وفقنا وتجنبنا وبارك لنا ودعنا من كان من يريد كل حلال دائما وأخلنا أبداعنا ما نحن عليه كريم نتق إلا شارع ربنا أصلح لنا كل شيء وأجرنا وجبنا منك وحنا ربنا ربنا تقبل ربنا أنت أعلم المسلمين واغفر واستر أنت أكرم من سكر وصلاة الله وسلم استقام إلى الحكيم تعالى ويقال بجعل الدين لله زكاة على الآن الكرام الشرفاء وعلى الصحابة وصحبه وبارك اللهم اهدنا بكتابك وجعلنا من مساء لا تولنا من سواك ولا تجعلنا مما خلق منك وعصاك حزنا من ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم الحمد لله.